Sverige. Vi reiser oss, og vi skal få nasjonalsangen her fremført av Silsen og Mønsbergs.
Welcome to the Ullevål Stadium in sunny Oslo from Gary Taphouse. It's Norway versus Sweden. Let's start with the Swedish lineup, which shows 5 changes after their win over Iran in March. Andreas Isaksson returns in goal for his 120th cap. Källström and Ibrahimovic are both part of the 100 club as well. Olsen, Wendt and Milosevic come into defence, and Seb Larsson's preferred to Emil Forsberg in midfield. Pretty much as expected for Norway, 3 changes to the side beaten by Croatia at the end of March. El Abdellaoui comes in at right back with Martin Linnes making way, and a change up front with Josh King and Havard Nielsen starting in a 4-4-2. The referees are from England. The main man in the middle there is Anthony Taylor. Starting 11 for Norway, by the way, has just 13 international goals between them. Compare that to the starting 11 for Sweden, which has 86 of them. Skipper Ibrahimovic there has 54. That's better than a goal every other game. Well, 2 old Scandinavian rivals going head-to-head here in what is a prestigious international friendly, and a big day for 16-year-old Martin Ødegaard, winning his 5th cap, very much at the start of his international career, compared to Ibrahimovic, who's 33 these days and earning cap number 104. He scored a hat-trick the last time these sides met 2 years ago in a 4-2 Swedish victory. Final pre-match huddle for the Norway players, who could do with a win here. They'll be back at this stadium to take on Azerbaijan in just 4 days. While Sweden also have a home match, another qualifier with Montenegro on Sunday. So vital preparation for the 2 head coaches. So Sweden get us underway. A mouth-watering 90 minutes we have in store here at the Ullevål Stadium. These great rivals meeting for the 106th time. The last meeting 2 years ago provided us with plenty of goals and drama. Obviously, the main focus of both these sides is to prepare for the upcoming Euro qualifiers this week, but make no mistake, both sides will want to win this game. There's a genuine rivalry between these neighbouring countries, which goes back a long way. Sweden have played Norway more than any other nation, even Denmark. And Sweden looking to make strides down the left. No way through, though, for Vent. Fouling El Abdellaoui. Towering header from Jonas Olsson. He's starting a match for Sweden for the first time in 2 years at the back. In fact, it's almost exactly 2 years, 7th of June 2013 against Austria. Throw-in to be taken by Pierre Bengtsson. Plays for Mainz in Germany, forward by Ekdal. Here he is again. No offside here against Marcus Berg. And he can't fight Ibrahimovic, and it's behind, well, in fact, just out of play for a throw by El Abdellaoui. Well, no doubt he was looking for his captain here, Marcus Berg. And really good decision by the referee's assistant to keep the flag down. A better ball, and Ibrahimovic may have had a tap in there. Oscar Wendt with the throw, finding Berg. Now it's Zengin, just kept in play by Wendt. Oh, in fact, the officials say it did go out. Well, big day for the coaches. It's Eric Cameron, who actually enjoyed great success in Norway with Rosenborg at club level before taking the Sweden job. Won the title twice there. Took the job initially on a part-time basis with Sweden, whilst Rosenborg coach in 2009. He's been in charge ever since. Ødegaard with the ball forward, squeezed out to this near side, and El Abdellaoui. And touched the ball for Andreas Isaksen. Big crowd in here at the Ullevål, which has a capacity of 28,000. It is the largest football stadium in Norway, and Per-Mathias Høgmo was hoping for a big crowd to cheer Norway on here. He hasn't been disappointed. Obviously, the more important game is in 4 days' time here against Azerbaijan, when points are up for grabs. But whenever two neighbouring countries go head-to-head, even in a friendly, it's always a big occasion. Olsson for Sweden. Wendt. He's managed to squeeze that through to Berg. Zengin was hoping to find a teammate, but he couldn't quite find his feet. And here goes Tom Høgli. Laid off by the captain, Per Skjelbred. Nordveit. A bit of an aimless pass in the end from the man who plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach. Throw to be taken by Oscar Wendt, who also plays for Mönchengladbach, actually. He and Nordveit in the same back four at club level. Schallström getting the ball out wide to Bengtsson, on for Larsen here. Of course, plays in England with Sunderland. Forward by Tete. El Abdellaoui. Odegaard finding Tete. Good challenge on him. Good closing down by Stefan Johansson. Celtic midfielder, plays in Scotland. Very pleasant evening, by the way. As you can see, lots of lovely Scandinavian sunshine, temperature around 16 degrees. We've seen one or two bare torsos in the crowd. Nicely worked by the Norwegians. Here's El Abdellaoui using his pace. He was trying to find Josh King. He was closely watched in the end by Milosevic. El Abdellaoui is always a very useful outlet down the right-hand side. Bags of pace. Currently in Greece with Olympiakos. Forward by Larsson for Sweden. Källström. Now Jonas Olsson. Zengin. Källström. Forcing Olsson to scamper to the touchline. And he's got the ball up to Zengin. Sloppy pass from Wendt, but Zengin goes over. That's a free kick to the Swedes. Foul by Johansson. Zengin wearing a facial mask to protect an earlier injury. Wide by Ibrahimovic, who certainly never just stays up top for club or country. He's all over the pitch. Foul by Vegard Foran. Lovely little flick there from Odegaard earlier, releasing El Abdellaoui. And, well, King never quite reached it because Milosevic just headed away. But what a talent this young man is. Odegaard, born in December 1998. That's enough to make us all feel absolutely ancient, isn't it? Now playing regular international football at the age of 16. Swedish free kick, Ibrahimovic peels away. An easy catch for Nyland in goal. Good throw out as well to Høgli. Johansson. Odegaard. So confident and comfortable in possession. Happy playing behind the striker or a little deeper. Always looks to influence the game by playing between the lines. Here he is again, taking possession and finding El Abdellaoui. Johansson. Decent ball out to Høgli. Gets the throw, allowed the ball to run through his legs. I'm not sure if he intended it to. Backed by Tete, who still plays in England for Norwich City. Relegated with them just over a year ago, now back in the English Premier League with them. Possibility of a Swedish counter-attack here with Ekdal. Källström. Zengin. The header away is as far as Larsson. Here's Ibrahimovic. Has a look at the referee, but there's no penalty. First time we've seen him take possession that high up the pitch Skjelbred. Odegaard. El Abdellaoui. Johansson. Look at the pressing high up the pitch from Sweden, forcing Norway to go right back to Nyland in goal. Good header from Olsen, but it's straight to Odegaard, who finds Johansson. Straight at Källström. Tete. Far side is Högli. Tete. Difficult for the home side to pick away through a very organised and disciplined Swedish side. Inside by El Abdellaoui to Johansson. Looking for Josh King, takes it on the chest. Nicely played by King, but he can't get the shot away. Caught the eye last season for Blackburn Rovers, particularly in the FA Cup. Still only 23, King, and earning his 16th cap for Norway here this evening. 8:15 local time here in Oslo. Free kick to Norway. There's a foul on Nielsen by Olsen. Yep, just clipping the inside of his ankle. This was the earlier chance for Ibrahimovic. It was coming together with El Abdellaoui, but certainly not enough to warrant a penalty, in the opinion of Anthony Taylor. And it was clumsy, no doubt about that, from El Abdellaoui. Stefan Johansson with the free kick for Norway. Drops for Skjelbred. Sweden push up. El Abdellaoui. Again, the pressing from Berg, forcing Norway back to Ørjan Nyland in goal. A bit of a clash of heads there. I'm surprised the referee hasn't stopped the game. I think he's seen it now. It's Skjelbred who's down after the clash with Bengtsson. Well, it was the arm of Pierre Bengtsson clashing with Skjelbred. Unintentional, but painful nonetheless for the Norwegian captain. Well, Per Mathias Høgmo replaced Egil Olsen nearly 2 years ago as coach of Norway. Olsen, who was in his second spell, of course, previously got Norway to 2 World Cups. Høgmo, the man scribbling down there. Høgmo was given the job after previously coaching 6 other Norway teams, including the under-21s and the Norway women's team as well. I think Skjelbred will be okay. It's just a physical confrontation that you expect between 2 aggressive midfield players. Good header away by Olsen. El Abdellaoui. Johansson. It's got clattered this time by Kim Källström. th cap for Källström, just one behind Isaksson. Spartak Moscow these days. Quarter of an hour gone. No score. Neither goalkeeper tested as yet in this big Scandinavian derby, which has attracted a lot of attention. Johansson. Bent. Zengin. Schallström. Balls back with Isaacson, who plays his club football in Turkey for Kazim Pasha. Offside here against Marcus Berg. Yep, good decision. Sides have met so often over the years, but actually the last meeting in Oslo was some 13 years ago. The 3 meetings since have either been in Sweden or on neutral territory. By the way, that game here 13 years ago ended 0-0. Let's hope that's not about to be repeated tonight. Larsen. Ibrahimovic is the runner, stayed onside. He can use Zengin here. Retrieved by Ekdal. Can't help feeling the momentum of the attack has been lost, but here's Ibrahimovic. Oh, really important interception by El Abdellaoui. Well, they were outnumbered on the far post there. Ekdal finding Bengtsson, who put the cross in towards Ibrahimovic, and look at that from El Abdellaoui. That's probably saved a goal at the expense of a corner. Larsen takes first corner of the match, and they've got a man over. Ibrahimovic, last person you want to leave unmarked, you would have thought. Not able to find Olsen. Sweden currently ranked 39 in the world. That's 31 places higher than Norway. You look at the last 19 meetings between these sides, Sweden have won 11 of them. Back pass very nearly intercepted by King, dealt with by Isaacson. Here's Tete for Norway. There's no lack of tempo out there. They're just waiting for that moment of quality. Skjelbred finding Ødegaard. And towards King, tackled by Olsen, there's no foul, got the ball. Ibrahimovic. He has Berg to his left, here he is. Back to Ibrahimovic, chance for Sweden. Oh, big save by Nyland. The front two linking up to tremendous effect. The flag stayed down here. Berg with a delightful ball back to Ibrahimovic, clearly onside. And a really big save from Ørjan Nyland here with his left foot. Clearest chance of the match so far by a mile. Inevitably it falls to Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Schallström with the corner, down by Berg, who met it with a free header and was probably as shocked as anyone that it was blocked. Berg, who also plays in Greece for Panathinaikos, free header there, blocked by King. and then blasted over the crossbar by Schallstrom, I think. King managed to wriggle away, Josh King. And still, fans enjoyed that moment. Near side is El Abdellaoui. Now Tete. It's cleared as far as Ødegaard. Tackle by Schallstrom. Got the ball. Fans wanted a free kick on the youngster. Zengin. Ibrahimovic. Nicely played. Near side is Vent. Won't fall for Zengin. Again, it's slashed behind for a corner. They're getting closer, Sweden. Again, the danger down the left side. Oscar Vent, the fullback, playing it in. Erkan Zenden on the near post. That was the earlier challenge on Ødegaard. Third corner for Sweden, taken by Larsson. Amazingly, no one was available on the far post to meet that. Volleyed goalwards by Kim Schallstrom. Over the top, looking for King. Olsen, well, perhaps slightly spooked by the pace of Josh King. Decides not to use the goalkeeper and just smashes it into the stand. This was the best move of the match so far. Ibrahimovic probably expecting to score there, and the goalkeeper did really, really well. Perfect return pass from Marcus Berg. At the other end, Ødegaard cleared as far as Tete. And again, Ødegaard not able to squeeze it out to El Abdellaoui. Past the midway point of the first half. Bengtsson. Now Tete for Norway. Nordbykes. El Abdellaoui, Tete. Ødegaard. El Abdellaoui. Not a great clearance this time by Nieland, straight to Schallstrom. Zengin. Schallstrom. Although he seems to have worn number 9, it's not really the appropriate number for his position. Tete. Ekdal picked up by King. Still Josh King, blocked by Olsen. Well won there by Ødegaard, and there was no foul. Josh King bearing down on Olsen. And thought, well, why not go for it? Johansson. Ibrahimovic does well. Still Norway win it back high up the field. Skjelbred gives it away. Ibrahimovic. He's pulled back his man. I don't think he can complain there. The Swedish captain, he pulled back Josh King. Yeah, he would expect to get a free kick for that, certainly. I think because King stayed on his feet, Ibrahimovic felt he was going to get away with it. Booted away by Wendt. Källström. Well, it's a stalemate at the moment. We've seen flashes of inspiration from Norway in the final third. Sweden probably had the better of it without being able to beat Nyland in goal. Olsen to Oscar Wendt. Well beaten by El Abdellaoui though, and here's Johansson. Högli. Zengin. Ibrahimovic, lovely first touch. He's looking to see what's available on the outside. The answer is Wendt. El Abdellaoui is the defender. Ibrahimovic again. Olsen. Back to the Swedish captain, Ibrahimovic. Getting it through to Wendt. Oh, offside. He managed to get goal side of Omar El Abdellaoui, which is easier said than done, but unfortunately for him, it meant that he was past the last defender. Let's have a look if it was the right decision. Close, but yes. Making a bit of a meal of getting their clearance away there, Sweden. Picked up by the usually talented Ødegaard. El Abdellaoui. Johansson, Tete. Fairly dynamic midfield that Norway have. In spite of their rather lowly world ranking, it's just a question of whether they can score enough goals. No one in the squad named by Høgmo has goals in double figures. But the top scorer is Elyounoussi, and he has 9. He's on the bench. Milosevic away for Sweden. Olsen. Oh, sloppy pass straight to Johansson. He has to race back now, and he does so to good effect because King had sneaked in to the space that he'd vacated. Good recovery from the West Bromwich Albion defender. All given away to King. This could be a chance for Norway. He slipped it through to Nielsen. Still Nielsen, and he's poked it wide. And King ends up booting the post in frustration. Clearest opening for Norway. King bearing down here. Just about staying on side, Havard Nielsen. Past the first defender, who was Zengin, but then the toe poke just wide of the post. King's frustrated because had Nielsen just played a cross along the edge of the 6-yard box, King was completely unmarked, and I think that's the thumbs up from Nielsen to acknowledge that. Close. Still no score with a third of the contest gone. Here's King. He's wide as well. 4 goals so far for his country. This is his 16th cap. That one was never troubling his exit. But at least the shots are starting to come in now from Norway after a tentative opening. Ibrahimovic. No doubt that Sweden have the tougher task in terms of the qualifiers coming up. Ibrahimovic and his Sweden side taking on Montenegro in the qualifier next weekend. They've drawn 3 and won 2 of their qualifiers so far. They're second in their group behind Austria. They could really do with getting a result against Montenegro. Källström trying to poke the ball in behind. Good recovery with Larsson taking on Högli. Corner kick. Källström once again to take the corner. Olsen such a threat with his height and physical power. In swinger from Källström. There is Olsen. Here's Ibrahimovic, not able to control the ball. And it's brought clear by Skjelbred. But straight out of play by the Norway captain. Sweden back into their shape within seconds of losing the ball there. Tremendously well drilled under Eric Cameron, as they have been for the last 6 years of his management. Good side. Wide by Berg. Kept alive, yeah, Larsson. Wide by Berg again, down goes Pierre Bengtsson, but there was no foul on him. Skjelbred. Lovely little touch from King. This could be a chance for Norway. Oh, what a disappointing pass at the end of such a promising move. The touch from Josh King there was absolutely splendid. Unfortunately, Havard Nielsen gave the ball away. So too did Ibrahimovic. Tackle by Högli earlier. That was a terrific challenge. A nice bit of skill there from Ibrahimovic. Already seen plenty of that in the 34 minutes or so we've played so far. Tete, he can hit them from range. Instead it's Ødegaard. Out to Josh King. Well, they took 2 of them. Vent headed off King and goes behind for a goal kick with 10 minutes to half-time. King has been a threat for Norway. The 2 sides that have beaten Høgmo's team in qualifying are the 2 that are ahead in the table of Norway. They lost very heavily at the leaders Croatia 5-1 in their last game, actually. Also lost at home to Italy, but they had good results against the three other sides in the group: Azerbaijan, Malta and Bulgaria. So they're third in that table. The top two automatically go through to the finals in France. Some of the third-place teams will, others will go through to a playoff. So they have every chance of being there in the finals. Collision here between Tete and Berg, and Tete has come off much worse. Again, friendly or not, you have to expect that type of physical challenge. And some of the players taking the opportunity to get some fluids on board, although it's not particularly hot. It has been a warm day in Oslo. There's been a high tempo to the game. Lots of intrigue, plenty of skill on show. All that's been lacking has been the opening goal. He certainly caught the eye, hasn't he, Ødegaard? As he has done in Spain. Regular for Real Madrid Castilla, the B team, but he has made cameo appearances as well for the first team in Madrid. Well, I wonder if Tete will continue here. Still down, Alexander Tete. Another look at what happened. Berg catching him on the side of the head with his right arm, right on the elbow. That would be very, very sore. Really sore. It's the trailing arm that caught him. Well, he's back on his feet. Feeling it, I'm sure. That'll swell up nicely. Again, you wonder in a friendly whether it's worth him continuing, but I think he wants to. There are obviously options. Interesting that Norway have named pretty much everyone else in the squad, 11 subs. Sweden have only named 7. And of course, each manager can make 6 substitutions. So, again, just a measure of how seriously Sweden are taking this. With that Montenegro game coming up next weekend. Tete back on to a decent ovation from the crowd. And there'll be a bit of stoppage time at the end of this half. Olsen. That's a good looking ball towards Berg. And Ibrahimovic in behind. And all smiles as he gently clatters into Ørjan Nyland. In the end, tried to catch him. Tried to break his fall. Followed by Martin. Up towards Josh King. Picked up here by Ekdal. What a terrific run by him. And he squeezed it through to Berg, but he's offside. Oh, an incisive counter from the Swedes, but just offside against Marcus Berg here. I think he wanted the ball a fraction earlier. Good decision. Oh, the layoff from Ibrahimovic for Schallström was overhit, and here's Skjelbred is possessed by Schallström. 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go in what has been a fairly frenetic first half. Event. Zengin. What a good-looking ball that is from Zendin to find Pierre Bengtsson. Well, what they do, Norway, is get so many players behind the ball when Sweden have it. The attacks are going to have to be a little quicker from Sweden. Zengin. Oh, and tipped away by the goalkeeper. That was a cross from Zengin, but it was curling dangerously close to Nyland's goal. Yeah, he couldn't take any chances there. Really good ball in, actually. I don't think... Oh, Norway might have touched it. Corner. 5-0 on corners to Sweden. Another in-swinger from Kim Schallström. Oh, goalkeeper came and completely missed it. Fortunately for him, so did everyone else. Superman impression here from the goalkeeper. Nyland very relieved to see absolutely no one get a touch on the ball. Terrific atmosphere inside the Ullevål, the biggest stadium in Norway for football. Home of the Norwegian national team since 1927. Not quite a full house. I believe all the tickets did sell, but a few no-shows. Johansson. Skjelbred. Bergley. Flick from Skjelbred. Everyone behind the ball here for the Swedes. Tete. El Abdellaoui. Finding Ødegaard. Tete. Ødegaard hoping to find El Abdellaoui. Dealt with by Oscar Wendt. Here's Ibrahimovic. Down goes Ekdal, foul by King. Might have just caught him on the back of the head with the boot as he got back up again. Could have been a lot worse. Last minute of normal time in the first half. There'll be some stoppage time because of the injury to Tete. Bengtsson. Larsson. Cleared by Tete. Larsson again. And for a third time, now Bengtsson. And a clean take this time from Nyland. Question now of how much stoppage time there'll be. The fourth official is Craig Pawson, a regular in the English League. 2 minutes is signalled. El Abdellaoui. Tete. Ødegaard. Tete again. Promising for Norway. Skjelbred. Free header for King! Well, great move from the home side. Just wonder if there was a question mark about offside here. I don't think so. No, it's a really good ball in from Skjelbred. And King heading it back across goal. Isaacson was nowhere. The ball bounced wide. Well, he didn't have a lot to aim at there, King, but he would expect to get that on target. King chasing this one down as well. Back pass just has enough on it. Ibrahimovic looking for Berg. El Abdelawi with the back pass. Lent on Odegaard here. Felt the full force of that one, the teenager. Skjelbred, that's a foul. This free kick will probably be the last action of the first half. Well, these two Scandinavian neighbours have served up plenty of entertainment in that first half, plenty of chances. Sadly, no goals. The clearest opening falling to Zlatan Ibrahimovic, whose effort coming in from the left side was saved by Nyland. Odegaard, the 16-year-old, has caught the eye with some wonderful moments of individual skill. The clearest chance for Norway falling to Josh King, whose header bounced wide. Will there be goals in the second half? We'll find out shortly. Half-time here in the Ullevål Stadium in Norway in this international